Did you know that 68% of relationships fail due to poor communication and lack of boundaries? Yes, you heard it right. It's a surprising truth that many of us tend to overlook. We often get so wrapped up in the euphoria of love that we forget the crucial role boundaries play in sustaining a healthy relationship. Today we'll be exploring this underrated aspect of relationships. We'll delve into 7 boundary guidelines that can bring about a profound transformation in your relationship. We'll be peeling back the layers on topics like personal space, expressing needs clearly, respecting each other's time, and maintaining emotional and physical boundaries. We'll also touch upon understanding differences and the importance of seeking consent. These guidelines aren't just theoretical concepts, they're practical tools that can help you construct a strong, lasting relationship. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on an enlightening journey. Now let's dive into a story that will help illustrate our first guideline. And remember, if you find our content helpful and want to be a part of this journey, don't forget to subscribe before we get started. Meet John and Jane, a typical couple who struggle with understanding personal space. Their story is not an uncommon one. They love each other deeply, but they often find themselves stepping on each other's toes, both metaphorically and literally. John likes to unwind alone after a long day at work, while Jane prefers to share her day's experiences immediately. This difference in their personal space needs often leads to misunderstandings. Jane feels neglected while John feels smothered. This is where defining personal space comes in. Personal space is not a barrier that separates, but a boundary that respects individuality. It's about acknowledging that we all need a corner of the world to call our own, even within a relationship. It's about realizing that taking some time for yourself is not just okay, but necessary. By understanding and defining their personal space, John and Jane can better navigate their relationship. They can create a balance between togetherness and individuality. Remember, it's not about pushing your partner away, but about understanding your own needs. Now let's look at how Mark and Mary had to learn the hard way about expressing their needs. Mark and Mary, like many of us, found themselves in a relationship where they believed their partner could or should instinctively know their needs and desires. They assumed love was a magical force that automatically understood and fulfilled all their wishes. Their silent expectations, however, led to disappointment and frustration. Mark felt unappreciated because Mary wasn't aware of his need for affirmation. Mary, on the other hand, felt neglected because Mark wasn't aware of her need for quality time. The lack of clear communication created a gap that widened with each passing day. It wasn't until they decided to express their needs clearly to each other that they began to bridge that gap. They learned the importance of clear communication in a relationship, the power of simply saying, "This is what I need from you." Your relationship is not a guessing game. Speak up, express your needs. Time is precious, and no one knows this better than our next couple, Paul and Paula. They are just like any other couple, juggling between their careers, personal interests, and of course their relationship. But there was a time when their love boat hit a rocky patch. Paul, a passionate painter, would often lose track of time in his studio, leaving Paula, an avid book club member, waiting for him. It was not about the waiting, but the value of the time that was being overlooked. They decided to make a change. They started scheduling their day, keeping in mind their individual interests as well as their shared activities. This was not about strict timekeeping, but respecting each other's time. Soon they found a rhythm that worked for them, balancing their personal time with their shared moments. Remember, in a relationship, time is not just mine or yours, it's ours. Let's now turn our attention to Sam and Sally and how they learned to maintain emotional and physical boundaries. Sam and Sally, like many couples, initially struggled to define their own emotional spaces. They were swept up in the whirlwind of new love, often neglecting their personal emotions in favor of the collective we. It wasn't until they started acknowledging their individual emotional needs that they started seeing progress. They learned to respect their unique emotional boundaries, understanding that it's okay to have differing feelings and that these differences don't necessarily spell disaster for the relationship. Similarly, they learned to respect physical boundaries. They realized that while intimacy is key, it's also crucial to respect each other's personal space. It's about striking a balance between closeness and independence, never forcing or pressuring the other into situations they're not comfortable with. In a relationship, it's essential to understand that my feelings are mine and your feelings are yours. Finally, let's look at Tom and Tina's journey and how they learned to understand their differences and the importance of consent. Tom and Tina are like two unique puzzle pieces, different yet perfectly complementary. Initially, they struggled, their differences causing friction. Tom, an introvert, enjoyed quiet evenings at home, while Tina, an extrovert, thrived in social settings. But they discovered that these differences were not obstacles, but opportunities for growth. They learned to appreciate their unique qualities, understanding that it's these differences that make them who they are, enriching their relationship in the process. They learned that it's okay not to agree on everything, but it's essential to respect each other's individuality. The same goes for consent. They learned that consent is not a one-time event, but an ongoing conversation, a continuous process of checking in with each other, respecting boundaries and making sure they're both comfortable. Remember, understanding and consent are the keys to a healthy relationship. So what can we learn from these stories, and how can we apply these guidelines in our own relationships? We've journeyed through 7 crucial guidelines, each an essential part of the relationship puzzle. Firstly, defining your personal space, a sacred zone that deserves respect and understanding. Secondly, expressing your needs clearly, a cornerstone of communication, ensuring mutual understanding and respect. Thirdly, respecting each other's time, a precious commodity that should never be taken for granted. Followed by maintaining emotional and physical boundaries, a balance that promotes harmony and well-being. Finally, understanding differences and seeking consent, 2 aspects that foster a healthy relationship, celebrating diversity and ensuring mutual respect. These guidelines are not just theoretical concepts, but practical tools for a fulfilling relationship. They're about creating a space where love can grow, thrive, and be mutually beneficial. Remember, setting boundaries is not about limiting love, it's about making it stronger. Thank you for watching, and here's to healthier, happier relationships. Before we wrap up, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more insightful videos like this one. When you subscribe, you're joining a community of individuals committed to improving their relationships. And your support helps us continue to create and share these valuable insights. Don't hesitate to share this video with your friends and loved ones. It might just be the guidance they've been looking for. And remember to turn on notifications so you never miss an update from us. We're constantly working to bring you the most effective tips and strategies for nurturing your relationships, and we wouldn't want you to miss out. Thank you for your support. Remember, together we can revolutionize relationships, making them stronger, healthier, and more fulfilling. So let's continue this journey together. Stay tuned, stay connected, and let's transform our relationships one guideline at a time.